Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Stranded RAFT, the Minecraft version, basically, of Stranded Deep, a custom survival map where you are on islands and you salvage sunken ships and you explore the different islands to find everything you need to meet your challenges and to survive. As you can see, the beach has been thinned out. I had this loaded with trees, and I've thinned it out so that just the only ones left are these crazy fat trees, and kind of opens the beach up more. We can actually see the water. But the two lily pads I got, PV actually, I think caught those fishing, and we did the yard, but I forgot to put ferns out, so I did that off camera. And of course, I don't have any bone meal to put on them to make them bigger. I was just fishing, trying to get more bones. And I caught 23 regular fish, 2 clownfish, 5 puffer, 7 salmon, and a Respiration 3 enchanted hook, and a saddle, and wore out my last fishing pole. So, no bone meal, no large ferns, which kind of bites. But I cleaned this out as well. As you can see, it's a lot thinner. It's not quite as thick, foresty as it was. And I have harvested a little sugar cane and spread it around a little bit. One thing we're going to do real quick after I get this egg is we are going to do a little bit of lighting real fast. It'll just take a minute. I know, my videos are long and I keep saying, oh, it'll just take a minute. It won't take very long. This will be fast. This will be quick. But the lighting really does only take a minute. We have been collecting pumpkins. Let's put these melons up and the egg. And we don't eat those. Oh, we do have more string for our fishing pole. I may do that off camera. I just might. Alright, we might as well cook this fish. You cook clownfish? I didn't think so. Alright. And we'll just toss this stuff in here. Saddle. So glad we have a saddle since we don't have any horses. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make some jack-o'-lanterns. There we go. And oh good, it's nighttime. Perfect. There's a little bit of light coming off. Oh, that's because of the furnace. So basically what I like to do is bury a jack-o'-lantern in the water around the sugar cane. Not every batch of it, but let's see. We'll go ahead and put some over here. And I'll show you from this. See how it makes a nice glow? It gives it just a little bit something something. And you can even hide those a little bit deeper and still get a glow. I am sorry for the coughing. It is quite annoying. Really? So is that. Why did I do that? And let's tuck some over here. And no, this doesn't have anything to do with the challenges. This just has to do with I like it. And of all the islands that we have stripped and leveled and gutted and robbed and the ships we've destroyed, this island is going to be made as pretty as possible. lot of people don't like to use jack-o'-lanterns. They think they're ugly or clunky or whatever, but I like them. I do, I do. And you know, if you want to get crazy and have some striped wallpaper, you can always build a wall out of pumpkins or melons and get some stripes going. Or just put a row of them around the top or the bottom and have a border. Alright, we got the main ones. Let's go out. Let's go out here. Let's go a little faster. We're just strolling like we have all the time in the world. As if we're stranded on an island with no appointments or anything. Put this out here just to give it a little touch of color or light. Alright, so we have some light and we have some shadows, and the sugar cane, some of it's a bright green, some of it's a little darker because it's in the shadows. So it gives us a little bit of variety just by placing some hidden lights. Lighting is important. Whether you're in Minecraft or UO or Sims or Second Life or whatever game you're playing. And I think we're going to put one down here and there. I've got to fix that flippin' chimney. I moved this map back to single player and away from the Realms map or the Realms server. That way I could have a different map in the slot that this one was taken, and PV and I could play on different stuff and not necessarily just this map. And I probably should have waited because he is really good at finding stuff. And I'm a little concerned that we've missed some gold somewhere. He was telling me that to make the health potions, we have to have that glycerine melon something. Oh, we can't bury that. Well, we can bury it here. Put a little leafage. Actually, this one can go inside. Put that back. Oh, quit it. I do this a lot with my irrigation trenches. Of course, I'm usually not trying to do this on bedrock, but I'll tuck a jack-o'-lantern under the water so it adds some light. Okay, we've added some light. I don't want it completely lit up. I want to have some shadows. Alright, so now we are going to get some leaves and add just a little bit more to this landscape. Oh, these can go in here now because they are no longer food. Alright, let's get some leaves. I don't think we'll need that many. And put that here. We'll have a little bush there. And of course that gives a little light off the house. We don't want the bushes to look too manicured. Sorry about that. I don't know what is going on, if I'm trying to get a cold or what the deal is, but it's really frustrating. Let's see. Where else did we put those? We're just going to stick that there. Sorry. I've already restarted this video once because of my coughing. Hopefully I can keep it under control. It just has kind of hit me. Alright, I think we got it all. So we have some, do I have cheats on? Nope. Well, I'm about to. On. Turn that off. Since it's broken anyway, and we can't get cold, it's kind of pointless to put up with the rain. So, okay. So we've added a little bit more to our yard. We have some bushes, some lighting. We have lots of color. I think that turned out really pretty. We have our barn in the back. So, I wanted to get that done, and now it is done. It is finished. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little backtracking. I know it's probably kind of weird, but let's take this. We can make sticks over there. I think he said he camouflaged the crafting table over there. I got to thinking about it, and you know, the challenge to build a shelter is one of the early challenges. And yes, even if you stick with the storyline and you do the role play, I do believe that it's possible for someone who is stranded, depending on how long they're here, to eventually build a house like the one we built, because it was from clay. It was from cooking the clay. It was from staining the clay. And if someone had any kind of imagination or survival training, or maybe they were an architect, or maybe they were a construction worker, or maybe, you know, who knows. Anyway, it's possible for them to have the knowledge to do that, to build that kind of a house. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to clear this off a little bit. Um, so I don't feel bad about doing a really nice house for someone who is stranded alone on an island. However, chances are they would have had to make a shelter long before they had figured out how to do that house, or long before they explored the islands enough to be able to find that clay and find the stone, and so I think, just to keep things real a little bit, I think we need to build a more realistic shelter. Something they might have thrown together within the first week of being on the island. Once they figured out how to make some kind of an axe to chop down wood, they could have done so. All right. Those are some big trees. We'll leave those. And we are going to tear this down. I feel bad because RC built that, and I feel bad about taking it down. But I don't think he's going to be too upset, and we're going to repurpose this island. So we're going to take this down as well. Okay. So you get washed up. Give me that. You get washed up and you're trying to find shelter. So you would want to be a little bit off the water, out of the, because the air is probably cool coming off that water. So I'm thinking they would probably take advantage of, say, these trees, maybe. So let's do this. Are those going to line up? No, they're not. Those will. Okay, so we have, well, that's kind of wackadoo. Let's put that here and take this out. Well, no, let's leave it. Okay, so is this symmetrical? Probably not. Did I count it? No. We are using the trees and working with that. Because if you were actually in this situation, it's probably what you would do. Cut out a little door here. And maybe a window here. And maybe a window here. Okay. And we did not make a door. Of course, 2 planks. Now, I imagine they wouldn't have the materials to throw a door together, but they would probably come up with something to keep the rain and the wind out. So, we're going to say this is the shelter. This is the original shelter. And I imagine they would sleep on the ground, and we are going to go ahead and put planks down simply because they would probably gather leaves or something to keep them off the bare ground. Oh, that doesn't work for that. We will have to dig that out. Now, depending on their experience and their knowledge, they might have even put this up on stilts to really keep it off the ground. Especially if this were like a jungle with a lot of creatures. Alright, we are going to go ahead and just because I don't know if I'm going to need the dirt. And it's not going to be seen, so we'll use the sand here. Okay. Nope. Okay. I would say this is a survival shack. This is something you throw together. Just use the trees. Don't even have time to make planks. You just get in here and make something to keep yourself dry and hopefully warm. So, let's we are going to go ahead and did I not have the room to pick that up? Gee, I think we can lose some saplings. What do you think? Okay. Well, no, they would have some kind of table. we'll put that back. Alright, we can set the table over here. And the chest, where's the chest? Yes, we can set the chest there. And all right, let's go. Oh, good Lord. Let's go get how much do I have left? Quite a bit. I don't know how far wood has to be above a fire before it won't catch, but we're gonna do something. All right. No, stop that. That's not what I meant to do. Let's see. Well, let's see. We'll take the eggs. And we'll take some mushrooms over there. And we'll take some apples over there. And a water bottle. And what was I gonna get? I'm gonna take some gravel. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this on us. And we don't need all this dirt. That's good. Okay, so what was I trying to take? A furnace. And some charcoal. And some fish. Okay. So the guy shows up on the raft, and the first thing he does is try to get himself some shelter so he can get out of the sun, the blazing sun, and so he can stay warm at night, especially when it's raining. So he uses the trees around him, and he just builds among the trees. And he has some apples that he found. He's fished up some fish. Here's his boots. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do this one. He uses the materials from the raft to make a bed, which is what we did. And he makes himself some kind of a furnace out of rocks and stone so he can cook his fish, maybe. And here's some water. All right. And let's do, let's see. I can't remember how this goes. Oh, apparently I do. He found some mushrooms, made himself some mushroom stew. Okay. So he's doing all right. Okay. Now, let's see. What are we doing? Down here on the beach, he would probably find an area that was not gravel. And let's get these logs. Let's see. Maybe he would gather some rocks from around the island. And make a fire pit. Okay. And that would be his SOS fire, maybe? And then have some more wood. Ready to throw in. So this would be his fire pit, and he has wood to toss in here when that burns down, hoping to signal passing ships or airplanes or whatever. So we have the fire. We did the fire. I'm not really counting the one in the fireplace. The fire they're talking about is like a signal fire, not a luxury fire. So we have our fire. Actually, that should probably, well, I didn't bring enough gravel to make rock under there. The sand is fine. So we have our signal fire. He has wood laid up to restock it. And we'll put his flint and steel in here that he uses to keep lighting his fire anytime he thinks it might be visible. And okay. Let's see, what would we have over here? Maybe some more wood. His wood pile over here. Maybe he needs it to make more charcoal in his little shack here. So here's his shelter. We have some food. And of course, he really doesn't need all these saplings, but you know, we're only going to go so far. So he has everything he has to have right there. He has food and shelter and bed. So, good to go. All right. Now, a barn to store hay bales in. We did that on the other island. And we're just going to go ahead and keep that barn. I'm not redoing a barn. But we are going to free these chickens and let them run wild and gather up all these eggs. And what we're going to do is we are going to create a pen for the chickens and the rabbits. And we'll gather all those up and put them in there. But we're not going to do that on this episode. As a matter of fact, I'll finish clearing that off camera. But let's toss some eggs. See what we get. Really? We're not going to get any... Oh, we did get a baby chick. There's one. There's one. I don't want to hit the chickens with them because they hurt. Okay, well, we got a few babies out of that deal. So, anyway, we're basically backtracking. This is the first place he came up with for shelter. And he probably would want some kind of a window here. So, oh no, he can see out the door. So, he has plenty of windows so he can keep track. And of course, he would probably have salvaged that as well. So, anyway, that's what we're doing today. We got this little shed. That would be an emergency shack that somebody could throw together out of the trees. Well, I don't know how you could throw it together unless you brought a chainsaw with you. I'm sure it took him a little while, but you know, this could be sticks. You know, he could have made it out of sticks and grass and leaves and whatever. So that's what we're going to go with. There's his little emergency shelter. And then as he explored and found things, then he was able to make that house. So, all right. So the next episode, we are going to make a pen for the chickens and the rabbits. We're going to bring the rabbits over here. And so he can have his little animals to they're following him, so he can have his little animals so he can eat the eggs, and we'll bring some seeds over, that kind of thing. All right, and some carrots. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. If you liked anything about it at all, if it provided you any kind of entertainment, please hit that thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And we will see you later.